So this year's September Direct was on Friday morning, at least in Australia, because Nintendo wanted to give me a birthday present. But because I was preparing for my wedding that same day, I didn't have like a setup, wasn't at my computer and stuff to do like reaction or get any video out on time. But people do express interest in me doing this sort of video in the future, so I figured I'd just do it for this one as well. I'm really bad without a script, so I went through it again just to write my notes. So I'll talk about most of the things that were in the Direct, but mostly might miss some things that didn't interest me. So it started off with the Monster Hunter Rise expansion, which will be as DLC. So I'm wondering whether, was it Sunbreak? So I'm wondering whether they'll do a physical version that comes with both, like they did the Master Edition for Monster Hunter World, which I didn't even, I didn't play Iceborne. It says, because I was watching it on the Australian stream, so I would get the correct like times of year. It said for me summer 2022, so I'm assuming it's like January or February. Yeah, they didn't show off too much, basically like sort of like an area, and at least one new monster. But I have until at least like January or February to finish high rank content in Rise and remember how to play, especially with the white bugs. But it looks cool. Looking forward to it. Wonder how much it'll be, but we don't know yet. They showed off more Mario Party Superstars, which I'm pretty excited for. I think they showed the Haunted Land, because I've only played like Mario Party 2, 4, and some other ones, so obviously like having stuff from Mario Party 2 is very exciting to me. And not in the Direct, but later they posted a list of 100 minigames that are confirmed, and Dungeon Duos is back. Me and my sibling are gonna thrash everyone. There's online play, yeah, so we will. Then they showed off Voice of Cards, which had been like the tabletop RPG that had Yoko Taro involved, was already like sort of rumoured or leaked or something. And it's a very interesting, when they were saying tabletop I was like, and then it's actually like cards, but the demo came out and I played it yesterday. I'm writing up a preview for RPG Site and I might do a video on it, so I'm not going to say too much, but it's not actually like a card game, like you don't use your cards and then that's your move gone. It's pretty much just a normal RPG, but with that very interesting visual presentation. I even did like a clip on Twitter of a bit where like the lady goes to shake hands and it just moves the card up, like, which I thought was funny. So yeah, but it's always good to have the demo. Outside Japan, it looks like it's going to be digital only. I've had a look at the DLC, which is mostly just cosmetic with a couple, like a music track as well, where it changes like the card appearances, or there's costumes for the characters or the dice or the board based on, and most of that is based on stuff from like Nier, like just the first one. So for fans of that, that'll be good, but I realise that I can skip it. So Disco Elysium was already gonna come to Switch, but they've announced that there's gonna be physical. I'm still not entirely, like, I'm hoping that means that it's all gonna be on the cartridge, because I'd already put up a pre-order for the PS4 physical, because we were still waiting to hear on the Switch version, and I'm worried that, you know, sometimes there's a physical release on the Switch and it's not all on the cartridge. And I do want to own it physically, like I haven't played it myself or owned it, but especially because it got banned from Australia, so I want to get it. Like a little hold it. They can't take it away from me. They showed off some Age of Calamity DLC, like the second part of the Season Pass, which I haven't bought. I haven't really played it, because I bought the game because it was co-op. I wanted to play with my husband now, but the frame rate really turned him off. So I have to go through it myself, and I haven't done that yet. But, you know, it's got, Pyrrha and Robbie now playable, so that's cool. They also showed off Chocobo GP for next year. We're not sure if it's entirely, like, based on the original PlayStation game or not. Looks cute. Just sort of depends on the price, whether I'm going to get it myself, because I've already got enough cart games. Then they announced that the final Smash character is going to be revealed in a separate presentation, which is in slightly less than 2 weeks and will be about at 1 AM for me. So I hopefully can use the setup to react to it. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't do it then, because, well, I was not available. Like I said, I recently did a video on why I think Reimu from Touhou would be a good indie rep. And there's only like a couple other characters where I'd be happy with, but we'll see after like the Tekken one. I thought it was Akuma. I think it was like Akuma, but then I'm like, no, that's a Street Fighter character. What's it? Tekken Smash. I'm just gonna... Kazuya. I don't know why. Kazuya. Okay, yeah, see, look. Like, who I didn't mind being in Smash, it's just more like, well, I was like not mad and not happy with it, so hopefully something that makes me feel a kind of emotion, but who knows. And one of the things that got leaked before was about the Kirby game, and it had already been like long rumored that it was going to be like a 3D game based on like comments some staff had said. It looks cool. I do hope that the graphics get a bit of a tune-up in the time between like the trailer and the release, although in the like stream it said spring, as in Australian spring next year, so it should be like this time at the earliest. Otherwise it looks cool. The people kept making like haha Kirby Automata or Kirby Odyssey jokes, even though Kirby had the copy ability first, but it looks really nice, and so I'm excited for that. Like, I don't have too much, it's actually fun, I just feel like, yeah, like that's good, I'm excited, that's... Don't have too much extra to say about things. But, so, Animal Crossing is also going to get its own presentation to talk about the next update, which will have Brewster. I'm like a lot of people who dropped off because, you know, one of the things that would keep you there might be your villagers, and they're all cardboard, meaningless decorations in this game. Like, I've been asked to play hide and seek like once, and the amount of favors I can count on like 10 times maybe. So I'm kind of done with it, but I've been logging in again because I was decorating stuff. I basically only play it because of my little sister, and then, you know, she had to start again because it doesn't support physical save transfer, which in her case couldn't help because like physical save transfer is good unless your Switch breaks in the can't charge way, and then you can't do it, and there's no cloud save even though I pay for the family membership. So, and we did the backup thing because I had enough charge to do that and it still didn't work. I just, that's a whole nother rant, but like, you say, oh, we don't want hackers when people hacked the DS game and completely screwed up people's saves, and people hacked the 3DS game and none of those had cloud saves. It's just an excuse to be a jerk. Like, there's no reason not to. Especially with like one of your big titles. Like, people lose their Switch, people's Switches break. My Switches, I need to send my Switch for repair again because the fan's making an uncomfortable noise and I'm worried it's gonna break again. There's a Mario Golf update. I did not get that game because I don't care. I still haven't got the 3DS game. I kind of want to get the 3DS game and play that. Only golf game I played recently is that 100-foot robot golf, which actually has Pierce from Saints Row in it, which I didn't know until I bought it. But it's actually like, really cheap. And the reason why I didn't get it in the first place was because I thought it was VR only, but it's just like VR compatible. The file size is a bit big for what it is though. So yeah, I recommend if you have PlayStation, get 100-foot robot golf instead of Mario Golf. They showed a port of the 3DS Disney Magical Kingdom 2, which was a game I was interested in, but I don't think I'll bother picking up the Switch one now. It is, like, there are some kids games where I can still like it and play it, and I'm like, yeah, it's really just not enough for me to be interested. The original KOTOR is coming to the Switch on November 11th, and it's like less than $20 Australian, which is really nice. And that's cool. I think it's been on console before, which is when I might have played like 5 minutes or whatever, so it'll be fun. Like, I probably own it on PC and just haven't played it, but I'll probably buy it then and hopefully like play the whole thing through, because I know it has an interesting story. I kind of know the main spoiler. And it's cool to be able to have this version when they're going to do a remake on other consoles, and we'll be able to play they showed off a cloud version of Dying Light 2, which is meaningless to me because I'm Australian. We don't get the cloud versions. Our internet can't handle it. Triangle Strategy! They are calling it Triangle Strategy. It was okay with Octopath Traveler because it's like 8 paths, they're traveling. Not separately. Like, Triangle Strategy is just the worst name ever. Like, they couldn't think of anything. It's really bad. But the game itself is good. I actually did a video based on the demo, which you should check out because nobody left any comments on that. Even when I went to the effort of playing the stages multiple times, trying to see like what happened if I beat it without like lighting anything on fire or messing around with the elements, because like it's really, you can have one person freeze the ground, another one flame it so it's water, and then another person zap it so everyone that's in that puddle of water that's huge gets zapped, and you wouldn't be able to hit those people because they're too far away because they're around that water. like the element stuff will be really fun. I am worried if any of the computer characters start doing it against me. And they mentioned they've added some features that probably should have, been the plan for the first place, like being able to read past text, but also difficulty options, which I think is fine. I think the only trouble I had was with the bridge stage, and that's just because, like, I like strategy games, but I'm not very smart. I'm not very forward thinking, and that's what these games actually require. But I just tried it again and realized what I was supposed to be doing. And so that got a release date in, I think, March next year, so I'm excited for that. Name sucks, but it's fun. I really liked it. I'm happy that we're getting it soon. There was a new Metroid trailer. Again, that looks really good. I haven't actually played any Metroid games myself, even though I've got a giant poster from Samus Returns. So I was hoping to play some of the other games before this came out, but now it's quite soon, so I'm not sure that's gonna happen. But it looks pretty. It looks fun. So the Nintendo Switch Online is going to have a premium membership where you will have access to Nintendo 64 and Sega Mega Drive Genesis games, same thing. I was interested with the Sega one just because it's part of this paid subscription service, and two, I think most of the games you can kind of get 3DS or the Mega Drive collection, but some of them might not be. And they did that console where it was actually Sega done and not the bad ones from the past. But it's still cool. That's getting a controller. Japan's getting the 6-button controller, whereas the rest doesn't appear to be, which could be a problem depending on the games they add in the future. Maybe they're just going to stick to ones that only need 3. But Nintendo 64, I'm really excited about Nintendo 64 despite having a pretty decent collection, because some of the games they showed off is coming soon. I don't actually have those, and they're pretty pricey. So, and online, Mario Kart 64, whatever else they're gonna have, it's gonna have online. That's gonna be really fun. That'll be great. I'm in a Nintendo Australian Discord. That'll be super fun. I might actually be a bit more active in it. So I'm excited for that. I am on paying more just because I pay for the family membership. So I know, when you go from individual to family, you can pay to upgrades, and like they said, they can, if you've already paid for your membership, you can just pay a bit extra to upgrade that to the premium membership. So I'm hoping that the family groups can also upgrade to that premium membership, because a family group, it's for me, it's for my family members, And I did a video about Switch Online Family Membership, which was my most popular video. So once this that update comes out end of October, and I find out how that upgrade process works, that's when I will be okay. That's the final push for me to actually redo that video, because no point in doing it before we find this new information out. I will probably get the Nintendo 64 controller. It's just kind of I wish it wasn't grey. I wish it was cool transparent thing, or yellow, or just gold. But my actual, I don't know if you noticed, that's sort of what my thumbnails are sort of based on, is trying to do that transparent controller look, even though it's just some random motherboard that was rights free, I was that I could use it freely. I have no idea what it's for. But yeah, that was a big highlight for me. It was kind of funny that Game Boy was getting rumoured, and then it just turned out to be N64 people were hoping for a long time. So it is interesting that they're charging more for it, but for me personally, I didn't get the Switch membership for those extra games. I just got it to play the games online, to play games with my sister and my friends and that. But I do like 64 games, and there will be ones that I want, so I'll probably will pay the extra. At least I do it yearly. It's not so bad, except for when it's in between bad pays, and then I had to go a week without online, and I was couldn't play the Warrior Cup and stuff. I also my reaction was it was funny that they're gonna add Pokemon Snap, because then people might realize oh, this game has more fun per time than the new one does. They showed the Shadowrun Trilogy is coming next year. I think I have all of those on Steam and just haven't played them, but it's cool that they're going to be on Switch, and I hear that they're good games. The Castlevania Game Boy Advance collection got leaked or whatever beforehand, but that's neat. I'm probably not going to pick it up anytime soon, because I haven't And I've played any Castlevanias. Like, I've opened, like, started some, but, like, not very far. But it is a good price. Like, it's only $30 Australian, which is pretty good. Like, a lot of these collections can be like... And then they showed off Actraiser Renaissance, which, like, nobody knew they were gonna do, where it's a remake of Actraiser, which was a Super Nintendo game where you go from 2D platforming to managing your little town of people, of humans you're looking after. One thing about Nintendo Directs is just because a game was first shown at a Nintendo Direct doesn't actually mean, like, and it's like it drops at the same time, doesn't actually mean that it's Nintendo exclusive, because this is also on PlayStation and some other devices. And I might be getting a review code for that based on RPG site, but I'm not sure. Otherwise, my husband actually just bought it for PlayStation because I was like, because he said he hadn't actually heard of the original, whereas I knew a little bit about it. And he was just interested just from what he'd already seen in the Direct. So he got it on PlayStation, so if I don't get the review code, I'll just play it on that, because I can play on my account without having to mess around with the switches, which is good. Some people's idea of, like, what a remake of an old game can be a bit skewed, because this is, like, actually they've redone and added stuff to it, like, they've changed it up a little bit. And some people are thinking, oh, it's just, and they're like, oh, what? Because some people are we're just so used to games getting maybe the art's changed, and then that's it, here you go, give me $45, thanks. But yeah, there might be a video on it in the future, maybe. Deltarune Chapter 2 is on Switch now. I never even, like, played Undertale very much, because the shoot 'em up type movement was not for me. What I've seen of, like, Code streaming are, like, it's very funny, and it's very funny. When it comes to episodic games, I prefer to just wait until the whole thing's done, so I can just play the whole thing. So we'll see when the whole thing comes out. I did play a little bit of Chapter 1, though. Rune Factory 5 has a Western release date, which was March 25th. Yep, so hopefully a lot of the performance issues get fixed, because that was the main thing that didn't run that well. But they've also confirmed that same-sex marriage is getting added to at least, like, the English versions, which is great, because now I can marry the post-elf. I don't have to worry about what boy I may be kind of like. I can just have the wife. Finally got Switch footage for Hot Wheels Unleashed. I don't know, the new Hot Wheels game doesn't look too pretty, and I sort of ordered the collector's edition, and I can't get that version on the consoles now because it's sold out. But hopefully it's okay. One thing I kind of wish I could show my reaction to, I think I just had, like, a bunch of pictures, is, like, the Mario cast for the Mario movie. Like I first saw it was Chris Pratt, I thought, oh, that's gonna upset people. And then it kept going with, like, Charlie Day as Luigi, and... Oh, I'm forgetting now what I wrote. But, like, it was just... Like, yeah, it's just... Like, this isn't real. This isn't real life. What the fuck? I was like, what? So, almost, you know... But, you know, it's an animated movie. It's by the people who do, like, the Minions and stuff, so you kind of expect... It is a little upsetting that Charles Martinet isn't Mario. Like... What? But, I don't know. I'll watch it. I don't think I'll like it. I did like the actual original movie. I only watched that the other year, and I don't think it was actually that bad. And now everyone's making jokes, like, apologize to this. You thought this was bad. But we don't know. We'll see how it turns out. There's a new Splatoon 3 trailer. Obviously, I didn't see too much interesting. Maybe there's some new specials. Callie and Marie look gorgeous. They've shown off a bit more details about the story that looks interesting. I am sort of the same thing about the cloud saves. I have lost my Splatoon 2 data multiple times, because previously you couldn't even do the physical data transfer. Like, by the time my Switch broke, it was the kind where I could still transfer it over. But I think they've changed that now, which is nice, but they could have done it beforehand. Still, again, not having cloud saves. And the excuse of the hacking, like, people were plugging their laptops into the Wii U and hacking for sea snails, like, they were doing it anyway. Now you're just being a jerk, like, and you can't even, like, say you play, and then, like, my Lite, I play Splatoon on my Lite, completely different save file to playing Splatoon on my main Switch, even though it's the same account. It's because there's no cloud save. So I don't play the game because I'm basically, like, smurfing when I don't want to, and I'm just going to lose everything again. I'm glad I never played the DLC for 2, because I can't imagine how mad I'd be if I beat something that hard and lost at all. Yeah, I still think they're just gonna keep pulling that nonsense. I'm not happy about it. Maybe I'll get it. Probably will anyway, even though I'm complaining. But Callie and Marie looked really pretty. And then the last thing they showed was the Bayonetta 3 with the big, long, like, took a while, bit of a fake out with the lappy, but showed her off. I love her hair, the big plaits looking like Actraiser. I think her makeup's a bit, like, it's nice, like, it's quite pink in that, but there's not much pink in her outfit, so it's a bit of a weird choice. But otherwise, she's gorgeous. I love her. That's slated for sometime next year, which gives me time to actually play the other games. Despite, you know, really liking Bayonetta, being neither of them. But, you know, I'm waiting for the release date, and then it gives me the time to schedule it in. But it looks good. They did like a bit at the end where I was like, oh, was that like Nero or Virgil? Some people saying no, it can't be based on like how things are shaped and looked. Like it could just be like a fake tease and it's just like John or something. Or it could be that they're redesigned or something, you know, like a bit of a change. Don't know. Still fun. Yeah, so other than the Mario Kart, I really liked the Direct. It was a good birthday present from Nintendo to me. So, like, it would have been nice if a lot of things we didn't hear about beforehand, but overall it was good. I liked it. It's a good start to the best day of my life. So far. It was good. And now we've got the Smash one to look forward to and hopefully not be disappointed by. One of my birthday presents was a new capture card, so I can finally work on other content again. I mean, I had stuff on PlayStation to do anyway, so that's to finish off, but yay! Oh, I can see my fibre. Oh my god, that's bad. Anyway, there should be a few videos this coming week, so look forward to that. Bye! And just on PlayStation,